Hello, I'm Suzi Ruffell. I am a stand-up comedian and writer. I've just written a book called Am I Having Fun Now? Anxiety, Applause and Life's Big Questions Answered. And I'm just about to go on a nationwide tour. It was really important for me to be sort of brutally honest about my experiences in the book, whether that be my experiences as a queer person or my experiences as a mum or as my experiences as someone that lives with anxiety. I mean, firstly, I really like stuff that's brutally honest. I like stuff that that gets rid of the small talk, that you get straight into it. It's also the kind of comedy that I've done for a long time, in that my comedy is really open. It's really, just honest and real, which I don't really love that word because I think it means too many things, but you get what I mean. I think it's really important to share the journey of coming out in the book, because partly because it makes up part of who I am now, but also because I think that sometimes there are people that might suggest that, we've reached equality, that there's no further to go, that if, LGBT people want more, like, why do we still need pride? And when people say things like that, I think it's important to sort of, maybe let those people in a little bit and talk about, the fact that it can be really hard to come out. It was really hard for me to come out. It took me a long time to really accept that about myself. I really hated my gayness for a long time and felt enormous shame around it. And to be honest, it was up until I was probably 30, maybe a little bit older, until I was really comfortable in my own skin. As I say in the book, when I was first coming out, I felt really unlovable. I thought that when I was working out my sexuality, when I was first attracted to women, I was firstly ashamed, but secondly sort of disgusted with myself, which is really sad that I felt like that about something that is entirely natural to me. And so I wanted to talk about the fact that I don't feel like that anymore, the fact that I did fall in love and that I do now feel worthy of love. I talk at length about the fact, not that much length, not so much length that it's a problem, but I talk about the fact that Kate Winslet was sort of I'm not saying Kate Winslet made me gay, I'm just saying she opened my eyes to who I could be in the world, or who I was in the world. And so Kate Winslet in Titanic will always hold a very special place in my heart. It's hard to say queer role models growing up because I wasn't sure that I had them. I bloody love Claire Balding. I'm lucky enough to have met her a few times now, and I just think she's great. And she's always been unapologetically herself, which I love. But I think I found my sort of bigger role models later on, maybe when I was more confident in my own skin, and probably when I was sort of leaning towards stand-up. I would say Wanda Sykes, who I love, who's an American stand-up that is just phenomenal, is my favourite. And I find her enormously inspiring, both as sort of the person that she is in the world, but then also the fact that she's really, really, really funny. And I think is, again, just exactly who she is. And I think that's something to be really celebrated, certainly in this, this world that we're living in right now, where it feels like division is so prevalent. My advice for queer youth would be, don't come out until you're ready. Don't feel like you need to leap out the closet. There'll be loads of time to have all the fun and do all the things. I know sometimes it feels like it needs to get out, but make sure you do it when you have, some people around you that can hold you up if that needs to happen. I would also say you don't need to be a particular type of queer person. For a while I thought, I don't fit with these people, I don't fit with those people, and I'm trying to be this kind of person. And it was really hard to not feel like I fitted in, but in time I really found my people. I found my best friends, I found the people that I adore, that are like me, that understand my life, but it just took me a little while, and if it takes you a while, that's cool too. And Dustin Lance Black said this to me when I interviewed him, and I think he's just brilliant. He said that people's first reaction isn't always their best reaction. And I thought that was so great, because I think sometimes people don't react in the way that you want them to. And that can be really disappointing, really disappointing. And, in time they might realise that that's not the way that they really wanted to react either. But people are people, and sometimes people make mistakes. And giving people another chance or allowing people to apologise, I think is really important. Certainly if it's someone that doesn't quite understand you, doesn't know about what a life like ours might look like, it's, in time it's okay to forgive and give them another opportunity. And, I've always felt that's the people that we are in lots of ways, because, sometimes people don't react in ways that you want them to, but if you sort of let them in a little bit, if you let them know that there's not that much that's different, allow them to change their mind, that's good too.